Welcome to the Fangira region. That's a perfect name, I know. Over the past few months, I've been on this little personal quest of mine, fueled only by my artistic drive and passion. Making fake moon regions based off of random things is just sort of a thing that some people do, so I decided to throw my head into the ring and do my very own Pokemon region. And of course, I decided to do it with something that's very close to my heart. What if the Super Mario franchise had its own Pokemon region? Definitely a question that we've all asked in your lifetimes. Well, I'm here today to answer that question. If you know anything about me personally, it's that loving the Super Mario franchise is literally just part of my personality. So in this video we're gonna go through the over 150 Pokemon designs that I drew based on various characters, species and power-ups from the Mario universe. Before we begin though, two things. First is please like and subscribe. This took so long and I really hope it pays off, you know? And you have my absolute gratitude. And second is, please select your trainer. Meet the two main characters of the Fangira region. These are Charlie and Sam. Charlie here has his style loosely based around Mario's longtime voice actor Charles Martinet. And Sam has her style based around Princess Peach's longtime voice actress Samantha Kelly. They even have these silly little Mario-themed Pokeballs. Feel free to pick any of them. The one that you don't pick will be your rival/companion throughout your adventure. Now that you picked your character, it's time to meet all the Pokemon. Number 1. Hot Stone, the stone Pokemon, a fire type. A simple, small and cute Pokemon to start off. This one is of course based off of the Super Mushroom. It's a pretty straightforward design, but I think it gets the idea across. He's a small mushroom guy with sort of hollow eyes and cute little feet with fire coming out of them. The idea is that he sort of accidentally starts small forest fires around as he walks, but he's really a sweetheart that wouldn't bring harm to no one. On purpose. The shiny is, of course, based off of the 1-Up mushroom, which is pretty on the nose, but that's fine. Number 2, Kinoshuran, the long-nosed Pokemon, Hot Stone's evolution, who's of course based on Toad. So yeah, the small super mushroom evolves into the big mushroom that is Toad. I think that makes sense, right? This time he has fire on his hands and chest instead of his feet, so there's no accidental forest fires starting anymore. Only purposeful ones. He has sort of baggy pants to mimic Toad's sort of baggy pants. I mean, it's clearer in the movie, but yeah. His long nose is to mimic the fact that Toad is called Kinopio in Japan, which is sort of inspired by Pinocchio, so I sort of wanted to allude to that. His shine is based off of Huckenberry, which if you don't know, it's the canonical name of Blue Toad, so you're welcome for that fact. Number 3, Pyromic, the Pyro Pokemon. The final Pokemon in this evolution line, based off of Mario himself. His name comes from Pyro and Mycelium, which is like a mushroom thing. I mean, you might think it's a stretch to have Toad evolve into Mario, but I think it made sense in this context, so yeah, I think the designs match a lot. The big mushroom head from Toad now makes up the shape of Mario's head, and the fire that was on Kinoshuran's chest now has doubled, so it sort of mimics the buttons on Mario's overalls. They're not nipples. That and the fire on his face that now makes up his mustache, of course. Those shoulder pads that he has now don't really have anything to do with Mario himself, but I just thought they'd complement the design. His shiny is based off of the red star power-up that Mario gets in Galaxy, which sure, it's a bit of a more underground reference, but I thought it was pretty cool. Number 4, Shocket, the Scaredy Cat Pokemon, an electric type. Of course, right after Mario, we had to have Luigi, and this time I based his look on the cat power-up from 3D World, which I thought was really fitting. I just kinda wanted him to look cute and scared, which hey, that's Luigi, isn't it? I really wanted to keep the Luigi head shape there, so I'm hoping that looks good. He's just a little scared kitty, missing a tail, which will make more sense when he gets to his evolution. And his shine is simply based off of Mario's own yellow cat costume. Number 5, Frighttail, the Shocktail Pokemon. The idea here is that Luigi starts out small and scared, then gradually becomes bigger and more imponent. So I tried to reflect this on his design. He has a way more ferocious expression and of course the big electric tail, which I think looks pretty cool. And he of course has his little electric mustache to mimic Mario's own fire mustache. And his shine is also based off the yellow cat costume. Number 6, Voltwin, the evil twin Pokemon, a dark and electric type. A split evolution. The idea here is that if we evolve Shocket with a Darkstone, he will become Voltwin. He's of course based off of Mr. L from Super Paper Mario. I know people don't really like when Pokemon ends up evolving to become bipedal, so I thought I'd make fun of that by having the evil evolution be bipedal. In here, instead of the big tail, he has the electric mask and big claws, which I think are more fitting for a villain. And I had his shiny simply have a darker color to reflect Mr. L's original color palette. Number 7, Sporette, the pink spore Pokemon, a fairy type. Are mushroom Pokemon supposed to be grass types? I don't know, but I'm not doing that. She's of course based off of Toadette. Pretty straightforward straightforward design, really. I just took Toadette's mushroom twin tails and turned them into big hands for her. Other than that, her body is really supposed to mimic the super mushroom's shape, but pink. And her shiny is just a red coloring to also mimic the super mushroom's original color. Number 8. Fungat, the in-between Pokemon. She's based off of Peachette, who's an in-between version of both Toadette and Peach. The idea here is that its Sporette's mushroom head has evolved to be her body with little legs underneath, and the actual head is now on top. She's also grown other mushroom caps to reflect Peachette's original design, and the bow is just to be cute. Her shiny is based off of how the super mushroom looked like in the original version of Super Mario Bros. 3. Number 9. Mycelia, the bright Pokemon. Her name also comes from mycelium, just with a cute finish. I mean, both the evolution line and her name are supposed to mimic Mario's. This time around we have Toadette evolving into Peachette, who then evolves into Peach. Her yellow coloring there is of course supposed to reflect Peach's hair, but within the context of the evolution, it's like she's now a bright and glowy Pokemon who brings joy to everyone she comes across. Her little chest piece mushroom there is also supposed to be a heart, so yeah, I think that's cute. Her shiny is simply a pink hue to reflect her previous evolution, in case anyone just prefers that, I guess. Number 10. Turtlet, the shell-lit Pokemon, a fire type. He's based off of Bowser Jr. Honestly, I just wanted him to be cute. It felt pretty on the nose to have his hair now be made of fire, so I just did that. He's an angry little dude, but I love him. His shine is based off of Dry Bowser, which, hey, fortunately Bowser Jr. never had a dry form, so I think we can use this to imagine what he'd look like. Number 11. Scorchoice, the Scorching Shell Pokemon. Obviously based off of Bowser, the idea here sort of evolved from Turtlet's fire hair, which now engulfs his entire face and even the tip of his tail. I sort of wanted to get Bowser's shell spikes and make them look a lot bigger to make him look a bit scarier, and I think that works, you know, he looks pretty cool. He also has bigger claws to really do some damage, and his shiny there is a blue hue as a reference to the very obscure character that is Bowser's brother, who is just Bowser but blue. I miss him. Number 12. Champ, the Peekaboo Pokemon, a normal type. His name comes from Champ, which is what Diddy Kong really is. He's a small little monkey guy that just spends his day hiding in his barrel, up until he evolves. The idea for his hat there is that it's actually made of red leaves instead of being a real hat, and his shiny is supposed to mimic Dixie Kong's color palette. Number 13. Baboonier, the backpack Pokemon. So yeah, naturally evolving from Champ, we have Baboonier, based on Donkey Kong Jr. Instead of hiding inside his barrel, he now uses it as a backpack to drag it around, and the red from Champ's head now makes up the strap that's attached to the barrel. His shine is a pink hue, referencing Pinky Kong, which is a very obscure character from Donkey Kong Jr. math. Number 14. Barilla, the barrel Pokemon, a fighting type. He's Baboonier's natural evolution, who's of course based on Donkey Kong. So instead of dragging his barrel around, he just ate it. I just thought that'd be pretty funny. The red that once was Diddy's head and Junior's backpack strap now make up his time. Other than that, he's just a big dumb brute guy that I just love. His shine is a reference to the Super DK form that he takes on in Donkey Kong Country Returns. Number 15. Crank Kong, the cranky Pokemon. So this is actually a split evolution for Champ. The idea here is that if his barrel somehow ends up breaking, he'll instantly evolve into Crank Kong. I sort of wanted to get Cranky Kong and have him be a small round Pokemon with a long beard, and his walking stick there is actually a piece of his broken barrel. And his shine is a red hue to reflect the red robes that Cranky wears in the Mario movie. Number 16. Corilla, the cool Pokemon. He's also a fighting type. The idea here is that if you evolve Baboonier with sunglasses on his inventory, he'll just evolve into Corilla instead of Barilla. He's based off of Funky Kong, and his barrel now is a surfing board, just like the one Funky uses in Donkey Kong Country Returns. He's sort of supposed to be a bit related to Machamp, given his forearms and little short shorts there, and the red from the previous design is now turning to the thing he has on his head. His shine is also simply supposed to be a reference to Super DK. Number 17. Snapple, the snapping turtle Pokemon, a normal type. He's based off of the default Koopa Troopa, and I sort of wanted him to have a big snapping mouth based on snapping turtles. He's just a goofy little guy who honestly looks harmless but can cause some damage if you allow him to, just like Koopa Troopas. And his shine is simply supposed to be a reference to the default red Koopa Troopa. Number 18. Shelong, the hammer Pokemon, a steel type. So basically the Koopa Troopa Pokemon evolves into the Hammer Bro Pokemon. He's just big and has a super long body because I thought that would just look cool. And of course, he's always bringing his big hammers around with him. Other than that, he now has a bigger shell on his torso, and his original Snapple shell is now his helmet. His shine is a reference to Boomerang Bros, and he now carries boomerangs with him instead of hammers. Number 19. Pipe Rat, the Pipe Trap Pokemon, a grass type. He's based off of both the piranha plant and the pipes from the Mario universe. The idea is that he can hide himself entirely inside the pipe to catch some unsuspecting prey. Honestly, I like how sort of unhinged his face looks, like he's a big dumb plant who's also a menace, and his shine is simply a pink hue to reflect those stretchy piranha plants from Super Mario 3D World. Number 20. Pteranth, the plant dinosaur Pokemon. Based on Piranha, he's the evolved form of Piranha. Piranha is always basically just a larger and more versatile form of the classic piranha plant, and I honestly was kind of scared of him as a kid, so I thought that having him be a big dinosaur would fit really well. It took me a while to get his design just right, but I think it looks good. His shiny is a reference to the prickly piranha plant from Super Mario Galaxy 2. Number 21, Magikarp. Well, this is basically just a regional version of Magikarp. Magikarps are already so similar to the regular Mario sheep chips that I just decided to combine the two. This one is actually a water and flying type, in reference to the cheap chips that fly out of the water to catch Mario. His shiny is a green hue to reflect the green cheap chips. Number 22, Gapjaw, the big mouth Pokemon. He's an evolution to our original version of Magikarp, being based on the big fish that is sometimes in water levels in Super Mario Bros. They always have like a huge mouth, so I just wanted to play off of that. And although he's a flying type, I don't think he'd be able to fly out that much, given his size, so that's why I gave him an extra pair of wings. His shiny is based off of Big Birda from Super Mario Bros. 2. And also the 1993 Mario movie. 23, Musco, the cursed mask Pokemon, a dark and ghost type. He's based on Fanto from Super Mario Bros. 2. It was basically just a floating mask, so I just took that design and gave him some spooky hands. He's supposed to be sort of related to Cofagrigus, given the similar hands. His shiny will be explained with his evolution. Number 24, Frowsk, the frowning Pokemon. I thought it makes sense to have a Pokemon that is just a mask, then evolve into Shy Guy, who's mostly known for his iconic mask. The idea here is that he's now sad because his 4 long hands are now turning to his body, and the red from his mask turned to the red cloak he's wearing. His shiny is a black mask that references the Sniffits from Mario games, which themselves are sort of a different Shy Guy variation, I think. Number 25, Timidella, the timid Pokemon, a fire and ghost type. So the idea here is that it is a split evolution. If we evolve Masco with a Firestone, it will evolve into Timidella instead, who's based on Shy Gals. She's a fire type because of her hair there, that's made out of fire. I know Shy Gals are not really canon Mario characters, they're more like community-made characters, but I just love them all the same and I just wanted to include them here. Her shiny is simply another Shy Gal coloring that you may find online. Number 26, Gunlit, the biting Pokemon, a normal type. I mean, look at him, 50% of his body is just mouth. I wanted to take the original Goomba design and make something cute and goofy that would make sense with his evolution. His shiny is based on the blue Goombas that are sometimes found in underground levels in Mario games. Number 27, Chumpa, the chomping Pokemon, a steel type. So I thought it'd be like an interesting and unique idea to have the Goomba Pokemon evolve into the Chain Chomp Pokemon. I mean, they both have big mouths with sharp teeth, so I just thought that'd be cool. And I'm happy I did it, because I think Chumpa here is pretty neat. The idea is that as he grew, his skin just got so tough that he became a steel type. And his shiny is a reference to the Golden Chain Chomp from Super Mario Odyssey. Number 28, Munchak, the egg Pokemon, a dragon type. He's based on baby Yoshis and Yoshi eggs, I guess, though this egg here is more so supposed to resemble Pokemon eggs, which themselves honestly are pretty similar to Yoshi eggs, so I don't know. But he's a short little chubby boy just hiding in his egg and he likes to munch, so yeah, I love him. His shiny is simply based off of red Yoshis. Number 29, Fluttering, the fluttering Pokemon, a flying and dragon type, the evolution to Munchak, who's of course based on Yoshi. I gave him the name Fluttering in reference to how Yoshi has his iconic ability to flutter in the air, and the wings on his legs are actually a reference to the wings that Yoshi grows in one of his power-ups in Super Mario World. I just thought it would be a bit more unique than just having him be a regular dinosaur, you know? And I know Yoshi is not really a dragon in canon, but I just decided to give him the dragon type in reference to how the form that he gets in his final smash in Smash Bros. 1-4 is called Mega Dragon Yoshi. Plus the idea of a dragon that has like angel-like wings instead of the typical scaly reptile wings is just kinda interesting. And his shiny is simply a reference to the regular blue Yoshi. Number 30, Plesiogon, the Plesiosaur Pokemon, a dragon and water type. So if you evolve Fluttering with a water stone, he will become Plesiogon, who's based off of Dory from Super Mario 64, specifically her redesign in Super Mario 64 DS. I thought that this would be like a fitting evolution given the fact that Dory herself has a very similar face to Yoshi's, which was always kinda interesting to me. Like, are they related or something? Fluttering's wings have now become its huge flippers, hands, I don't know what those are called. And its shiny is based on Plessy from Super Mario 3D World. Number 31, Burno, the Cannon Pokemon, a normal and dragon type. Based off of Birdo, this Pokemon is supposed to be a living cannon who shoots eggs out of her mouth. I basically just took Birdo's big ass mouth and made it so her entire body is shaped like a cannon. And her shiny is simply based on the blue Birdos that appear around the franchise. Number 32, Archilarax, the artillery Pokemon, a Steel and Dragon type, an evolution to Burnon, who's now based on Birdo and the Cannon Box from Super Mario 3D World. It became a Steel type after its head became a Steel block, and it now shoots actual cannonballs out of her mouth. Plus her body is now a round shape to sort of look like an egg. Her shiny is referencing both blue Birdos and how the Cannon Box becomes red when it's worn by Mario. Number 33, Voltorb, a original version of Voltorb, now based off of Bob-Ombs. And this original version is now a fire type instead of electric. I think he looks cute. I mean, it's pretty on the nose, but I like to think it was a clever redesign, okay? His shine is a red hue to reflect how Bob-Ombs become red as they're about to explode. Number 34, Electrode, original version of Electrode, evolving from an original version of Voltorb, now based off of King Bob-Omb or Big Bob-Omb, depending on who you ask. It's just Electrode with a big ass mustache, which, I mean, isn't that genius? I like to think so anyway. He's also a fire type, which I think in this case is a bit more obvious given the sort of fire crown that he now wears on top of his head there. Number 35, Starksy, the Star Pixie Pokemon, a fairy type. She's based off of Starlo from the Mario and Luigi games, which by the way are just some of my favorites. I must say that she was hugely inspired by the Navi Pokemon from Bilzu Art's Zelda region, so I just sort of put my own spin on it and made this little fairy Pokemon that I just love to death. I mean, I think she's pretty cute, right? Her shine is a blue hue to reference this one star spirit from Mario Party 5. Number 36, Corrosion, the poison Pokemon, a poison type. He's based off of the poison shroom that you may find in Mario games. I sort of just wanted him to be like a poison sludge sort of thing that tries to make itself look like a mushroom. That is so it may attract people who are looking for a hot stomp or a sporette. The big mark on his head is also supposed to resemble like a big evil smile if you turn him upside down, so yeah, I think that's fun. His shine is even more evil since it's a red hue that's supposed to resemble the red mushroom, so then it's an even more convincing copy. Number 37. Is Lithelian, the Slither Pokemon, the evolution to Corrosion, now based off of the shrubs from Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. The idea here is that as it evolved, Corrosion just started to grow arms to drag itself around, and it even had like a big scary mouth appearing in its body. So yeah, I think it was an interesting concept to have the purple poison mushroom evolve into the also purple mushroom that are the shrubs. His shine is a reference to the big evil green boss shrubs that are green. Number 38. Amanoxius, the Luring Pokemon, a poison and fairy type. Evolving from Slithelium with a shiny stone, she's based off of Princess Shrub from Partners in Time. I thought it'd be better for her to not be like a natural evolution and instead needing a stone to evolve it, considering how Princess Shrub is the most important of all the shrubs and the leader of the species. No longer does she drag herself around with her slimy hands, she's now a very human-sized menace that may even lure people who may mistake her for a beautiful woman. Her shine is a pinker hue to reflect the color of her dress in the game, and also just Peach herself. Number 39, Nimbit, the Ninja Pokemon, a dark type. He's based on Ninja, and the idea I had here was for the big buttons on Ninja's outfit to now become these little sort of gloved hands there, which are always ready to nab at your belongings. The fact that he now wears a sort of bandana thing on his face there will make more sense when we get to his evolution. And the shine is simply meant to reflect Ninja's regular appearance in the games. Number 40, Swampert, the swiping Pokemon. Evolving from Nimbit, this Pokemon is based off of Nabbit. I think that's pretty fitting, right? So the bandana thing that was covering Nimbit's eyes before now cover its mouth in Swampert. His baggy pants there are supposed to be a reference to the big bag that Nabbit carries around, and his hands are supposed to always be in this sort of grabby pose there, because he's always just stealing stuff. He's an absolute menace. And his shine is a reference to the rabbits, seen in the Mario franchise in the Mario Plus Rabbit games. Number 41, Spupper, the spooky pup Pokemon, a ghost type. He's based on Polterpup from the Luigi's Mansions games. He's adorable, I kinda just love how he turned out. I decided to give him ears though, cause it always bothered me how Polterpup just never had any, so yeah. And you may notice that he's holding a 1-up mushroom. That will make sense with his evolution. His shine is simply supposed to look like the Baby Luma's coloring from Super Mario Galaxy. Number 42. Poocher, the Tongue-Pup Pokemon, a ground type. Evolving from Spupper, he's based off of Poochie, Yoshi's dog from the Yoshi games. So yeah, the idea here was that Spupper evolved into Poocher after eating his 1-up mushroom, which brought him back to life. I thought that'd be a cute idea, right? He even has the 1-up mushroom design incorporated on his tail there for the sake of continuity. His shine is black, in reference to chain chomps, which are sometimes implied to be some kind of dogs in the Mario universe. Number 43. Cumuleaf, the Cumulus Pokemon, a water and grass type. This goofy little guy is based on the Cloud Flower power-up from Super Mario Galaxy 2. I think this is a pretty direct translation of the design, but to be honest, I kinda like how it turned out. I mean, look at that dopey smile, how can you not love him? His shine is a pink hue in reference to the bubble flowers from Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Number 44. Clowlo, the Cloud Pokemon. Evolving from Cumuleve, he's based on Mallow from Super Mario RPG. Since Mallow himself is a little cloud guy, I just thought this would be pretty fitting. Since he floats now, his legs are gone, now only taking the form of the little hair in the middle of his face there. And the big fists are just in reference to Mallow's own big fists, which aren't really that big, but I just thought it would look cool like that. His shine is just a reference to Mallow's original appearance in the game. Number 44. Falfrog, the Foul Pokemon, a poison type. He's based on Falfu, the villain of some of the Mario and Luigi games, and one of my favorite villains in the Mario franchise. He's very underrated, really. I mean, since Falfu is a green little guy, I just thought it would be fitting for him to be a small frog whose face is just a huge green. I don't know, I just thought it would be funny. His shine is a purple hue in reference to the shrubs. Number 46, Horilita, the Horrible Pokemon, a dark and poison type. Evolving from Falfrog, she's inspired by Cackleta, the main villain of Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. I just wanted her to have a sort of creepy look with big sharp teeth and a third eye, meant to reflect the jewel that Cackleta has on her forehead. The bug wings there are supposed to mirror the silhouette of Cackleta's hair. Things, I'm not sure what those are. So yeah, she's a menace, and the purple shine is simply a reference to the purple dress that she wears in the game. Number 47, Guro, the bony Pokemon, a ghost type. He is inspired by dry bones, and yeah, he's a turtle skeleton. I think he looks pretty cool, actually. I'm happy with his design, even though there's not really any gimmicks here. I just took the concept of a skeleton turtle and did my own thing with it. I guess he's sort of lizard shaped too, so yeah, that's kinda cool. And his shine is a reference to the dark bones from Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Number 48, Revenant, the Revenant Pokemon, a ghost and fire type. Evolving for Guro, he is inspired by Dry Bowser. I mean, maybe you'd expect the Dry Bowser Pokemon to be in some way related to the Bowser Pokemon, but I just thought it'd be cool to have it be its own thing. He has this big fire orb in his chest that is kinda like his heart, and is sort of supposed to fuel the rest of his body. He is also supposed to roll into a spiky ball and then move around menacingly, so yeah, I think that's pretty dope. His shine is a reference to Bowser's brother, just like Scorchoia's shiny. Number 49, Chinxie, the Ponytail Pokemon, a fighting type. She is based on Dixie Kong. I thought it'd be pretty funny to have her ponytail just be her actual tail, which is funny considering that Dixie Kong herself doesn't really have a tail. Also made her look sorta like a little wrestler with that pink mask, which reflects Dixie's original pink beret. She's also supposed to be sort of a wrestling pose there with those weird grabby hands of hers, and her shine is simply a reference to Diddy Kong's original color palette. Number 50. Twinate, the twin-tail Pokemon. Evolving from Chinxie, she's based on Tiny Kong from Donkey Kong 64, or rather her more modern design. So the idea is that from one ponytail she now has two, which yeah, I think that's kinda funny. She sort of maintains the same clothing that Chinxie wore, but in different ways, and she now has these baggy pants that Tiny Kong usually wears. I had to modify the colors a bit to make her more in line with her evolution line, so her shiny more so reflects Tiny Kong's original colors. Number 51. Dominape, the dominating Pokemon. Evolving from Twinates, she's inspired by Candy Kong. So the idea here is that the two ponytails that Twinate had have now just become two big whips. And the whip idea sort of made me think that it'd be really funny if she was inspired by sort of dominatrix look, especially considering how Candy Kong's original design is this skin-tight pink suit. So yeah, I just thought that it would add up pretty well. So yeah, her gimmick is that she's a dominatrix team wrestler, hence the fighting type. Her shine is a reference to the weird-ass Candy Kong design from the Donkey Kong Country cartoon series. Number 52. Ectohat, the Haunted Hat Pokemon, a ghost type. He's based off of Cappy from Super Mario Odyssey. Cappy doesn't really have anything to do with those three big hands there, but I just wanted to enhance the design for Pokemon form. The little hair he has in the middle there is more so supposed to be like a little flame, which mirrors the hair that Cappy himself has in the game. And the shine is a reference to Cappy's sister Tiara. Number 53. Gaunt, the Count Pokemon, a ghost and dark type. Evolving from Ectohat, he's inspired by Count Black from Super Paper Mario, one of the most underrated characters in the entire franchise. I thought it'd be pretty fitting for Cappy, who's a white top hat, to then evolve into Count Black, who wears a white top hat and a suit, so yeah. The idea here is that all the features in Ectohat have grown, especially his eyes and body, and his hands that now float by themselves. The shine is actually a reference to Tippy, who's a core character from Super Paper Mario. Number 54. Octasia, the Secretary Pokemon, a water and poison type. She is based on Nastasia from Super Paper Mario, who's basically just Count Black's secretary. She's a cute little square gal, so I just tried to think outside the box for a bit and turn her into an octopus, while trying to incorporate her ponytail into being this tentacle-like thing on her head there. And her shine is a reference to the Squirps from Super Paper Mario. Number 55. Turtling, the multi-turtle Pokemon, a normal and ground type. He's based off of Larry, as well as the other Koopalings. Basically, the idea here is that he will evolve into a different form, depending on where he's evolved. If it's near water, it will be Ludwig. If it's in the woods, it will be Iggy. If it's in the desert, it will be Lemmy. If it's in a shopping mall or a clothing store, it will be Wendy. If it's in the mountains, it will be Roy. And if it's underground, it will be Morton. Everywhere else, it will be Larry. So he's sort of the default form. Number 56, Garlet, the garlic Pokemon. A poison and grass type. He's based off of Baby Wario. Since Wario is very associated with garlics most of the time, I just felt that this would be a great fit. I mean, look at him, isn't he adorable? The bottom part of his body has some curves that are sort of supposed to mimic Wario's nose, and of course, he has two little purple shoes. His shine is just a purple hue to reflect Wario's overalls. Number 57, Garlo, the stinky Pokemon. Evolving from Garlet, he is inspired by Wario himself. The head is pretty similar to how the entirety of Garlet was, only now he's grown himself an entire body. His back there is supposed to be sort of like a volcano kind of thing, where stinky poison gas comes out. It also comes out of his head and nose, making the silhouette of Wario's iconic mustache. Plus he has these big teeth, mirroring Wario's mouth that he has not closed ever for some reason. The shiny is also a reference to Wario's purple overalls. Number 58, Waddling, the kinda penguin Pokemon. A nice type. He's based off of the penguin suit from New Super Mario Bros. Wii. He's just a short little dude who mostly just looks like a penguin, but who's to say what he really is? Is that a hood covering his face with only his bright eyes popping out? Maybe, I don't know. His shine is a reference to how Mario looks when he's wearing the suit. Number 59, Crowndo, the crown beak Pokemon. Evolving from Waddling, he's based off of the King Penguin from the Mario movie. We still have no idea if he's really a penguin, but hey, he sorta looks like one. His hood now also has this mask and cloak to give him like a king feel, as well as a big crown that looks like a beak. He even has this little ice walking stick now, so that's cool. His shine is a reference from this one penguin guy from Mario Galaxy. Number 56, Tyrost, the Ice Hammer Pokemon. Evolving from Groudon, he's based off of King Dedede. You know, famous Mario character King Dedede. Listen, I just thought it would be a perfect fit. The King Penguin evolving to the even bigger King Penguin, and now his little walking stick has grown to be this massive hammer too. Still don't know if he's a penguin. I mean, is that beak even real? His shine is a reference to Dedede's original colors. Number 61, Bluskin, the Stone Block Pokemon. A rock type. He's based off of Twomps, specifically the ones from Super Mario 64 that have this blue hue to them. I simply took that design and made it a bit cuter while adding some short little legs and arms there. I think he looks pretty adorable for, you know, a rock. His shine is simply a reference to the gray color of regular Twomps. Number 62. Boulder, the wall Pokemon. Evolving from Bluskin, he's based off of the Wumps. Yeah, he's still basically just a big stone wall, but I made the arms a bit bigger and sort of curved his body a little bit to make the design a bit more, you know, dynamic. I don't know, I just think he's goofy. His shine is a reference to the Starface Ogre from Super Mario Odyssey. Number 63, Wispian, the Wisp Pokemon. A ghost type. She's based off of Vivian from Paper Mario. I just sort of took Vivian's design and made her look like a little will-o-wisp sort of thing. It's a pretty simple and cute design, and I think she looks pretty scared and insecure, so let's fix that with her evolution. Her shiny is simply based off of regular Mario boost. Number 64. Vivigeist, the Witch Ghost Pokemon, a ghost and psychic type. Evolving from Wispian, this is based off of Vivian after her character arc of accepting herself and being happier and more confident, and I just tried to reflect that in her design. The Wisps are still there, but now she commands them, and she's a skilled and powerful witch that uses her powers for good. I love her, and Vivian herself is one of my favorite Mario characters, so I just wanted to do her justice. Her shine is in reference to the Shadow Queen from Thousand Year Door. Number 65. Artillery, the Big Gun Pokemon. A grass type. He is of course based off of Geno from Super Mario RPG. He may not be in Smash, but he's in my Pokemon regions. I just tried to incorporate his clothing into being made out of leaves to justify the nature environment that he be in. And the big gun is meant to reflect the arm gun that Geno has. He also has a long nose to sort of reference Pinocchio's nose, given that they're both wooden dolls that came to life. His shine is simply reference Geno's original color palette. Number 66. Flarif, the Flaming Flower Pokemon, a grass and fire type. She's inspired by the Fire Flower, specifically the one from Super Mario World. It's a pretty direct translation, I think. I just gave her some legs and a flaming sort of hair. I think she looks adorable. Her shine is just a reference to the Ice Flower. Number 67. Ignibloom, the Blooming Flame Pokemon. She's pretty much just a bigger version of Flarif, kinda meant to be like an in-between of her dad and her final form. Her leaves now have become this sort of dress to her, and she's grown some nice new orange legs to contrast her face, which now has this floating sort of crown there too. Her shine is a reference to the golden flower from New Super Mario Bros. 2. Number 68, Cinderace, the Flame Daisy Pokemon. Evolving from Ignibloom, she's based off of Princess Daisy. I guess you could say that Ignibloom was also sort of loosely inspired by Baby Daisy too, and I thought it'd be a cool evolution, starting with a small fire flower and at the end becoming this powerful fire princess resembling Daisy. The leaves now have green and orange colors that are meant to mirror Daisy's dress design, and the fire she has in her head now is meant to look like Daisy's hair. Their shine is just meant to reflect Daisy's original colors better. Number 69. Flamulet, the bullet Pokemon, a fire and steel type. He's of course based off of the Bullet Bill. He's sort of constantly floating in this form, being lifted up by these fire legs of his, and the ones in the back of his head are sort of like his hair. I decided to keep the Bullet Bill's angry expression and just sort of added this angry mouth there just for extra effect, as well as those funky little arms there. His shine is a reference to the red Bullet Bills that you may see around the franchise. Number 70. Croco, the round frog Pokemon, a water type. He's based on the frog suit from Super Mario Bros. 3. I kinda just took the suit and made it into a cute little round frog that I just think it looks very adorable. The original suit is just green, but I just wanted to spice it up a bit and have it be more coherent with the evolutions by having his belly be sort of beige with some blue bubbles, and his shine is a reference to the frog in Super Mario Odyssey. Number 71. Frogator, the Frog Gator Pokemon. Evolving from Croco, he's based off of Wart, the main villain from Super Mario Bros. 2. Now, I've never really known what Wart was. He looks like a frog, but if you told me he was a gator, I could have believed you, so I just made it so this Pokemon is sort of a mix of both, which will play out better with his evolution, I think. He also has some bubbles making up his crown and cape, and his shine is a reference to Wart's original colors. Number 72. Floodro, the Flood Pokemon. Evolving from Frogator, he's based off of King K. Rool. So the idea was for the first evolution to be a frog, then the second should be a mix of a frog and an alligator, and the last one should be a big old gator, just like K. Rool. And just like Frogator, he has these bubbles making up his king attire. This time is sort of like a necklace and maybe some chains, just to show how much of a menace he is. And his shine is just a reference to K. Rool's original colors. Number 73. Pikmin, the Bud Pokemon, a grass type. He's based off of Pikmin, and I know Pikmin aren't really Mario characters, but they do appear in some games of the franchise. I just wanted to pay homage to the Pikmin franchise too, because I think it's pretty cool and underrated, and the shine is simply another color of Pikmin. Number 74. Inkhalopod, the Ink Pokemon, a water type. He's based off of Bloopers, and I just wanted him to be like a cute little squid, like nothing much to it, no evolutions or anything, he's just sort of doing his own thing. I imagine his most prominent feature being the copious amounts of ink he may splatter around, and that's why his shiny is based off of the main orange Inkling from Splatoon. Number 75. Lunilina, the Baby Star Pokemon, a Psychic type. She's based off of the Baby Luma from Galaxy and Baby Rosalina. I just sort of mixed the two up and I think it looks pretty cute. It's just a Luma with Rosalina's Zeebo hairbang because, you know, you can't go wrong with that. She's a simple design, but she'll grow into something special. And her shine is based off of Polari. Number 76. Rosaluna, the Galaxy Pokemon, a Psychic type. Evolving from Lunilina, she's based off of Rosalina and is a legendary, or I guess sub-legendary? I gotta be honest, I'm not sure how that works. But yeah, I just sort of loosely base her off of Deoxys. I wanted her to have a more humanoid figure and look sort of intimidating and cool. Instead of hands, she has these transparent veils, because she doesn't really need hands, she can just move stuff with her mind. And since her hair sort of looks like a half moon, I feel like that justifies the Luna in her name. Her shine is also based off of Polari, and I think it looks pretty dope. Number 77. Spokey, the Poke Pokemon, a grass and ground type. He's based off of Pokies, specifically their small head forms they get when they lose the other balls in their body. He's just a short little guy with a pokey little hair spike thing on top there. I wanted him to be simple, since he'll have a split evolution. His shine is based off of a different Poke type from the games. Number 78. Centipike, the Centipede Pokemon. He is based off of Wigglers and is evolved from Spokey if he evolves during the day. I wanted to incorporate Spokey's body as the head to both this and the next Pokemon, and sort of have these little tails that add up to the design of the spike. His shine is a reference to the green Wiggler from Super Mario Sunshine. Number 79. Sprickle, the Spike Totem Pokemon, a grass and dark type. He evolves from Spokey if he's evolved during the night, and is based off of the complete form of Pokies from the games. The idea is that he has the same design as Centipike, only now standing up and just looking a bit more evil. And I thought it was interesting to have the same design resemble two different characters depending on the pose. His shine is a reference to green Pokies that you see around the franchise. Number 80. Longkang, the long arm Pokemon, a normal type. He's based off of Lankicon, and just like Lanky, I wanted him to look sorta goofy and funny. Of course, its main thing is super long arms, and he even has the red clown nose that Lanky has there. His shine is a reference to O-Chunks from Super Paper Mario, who also just has super long goofy arms. Number 81. Crazebit, the Mad Rabbit Pokemon, a normal type. He's based off of the rabbits, seen the Mario plus Rabbids games. Those games are just so good that I just really wanted to pay homage to them, even if they're just not Mario characters. He has those 2 little hairs there that will make more sense with its evolution. And the rabbits are like super dumb, so I just figured that he didn't really need any eyes. He just needed a big mouth to make weird noises. And his shine is a reference to the blue rabbits that appear on the Rabbids TV show. Number 82. Flare Edge, the Edge Pokemon. A Steel and Fire type. Evolving from Crazy Bit, she's based off of Edge from Sparks of Hope, which is an underrated character that I just like a lot. She has this big ass sword in the game, so I just made it so the sword is now her arm. And her cool green and black hair is now some green flames that come out of her head. And her shine is a reference to Midnight, who's one of the bosses in Sparks of Hope. She was just another really underrated character. I mean, look at how freaking cute she is. Number 83, Magisno, the Illusion Pokemon. An Ice and Psychic type. He's based off of Kamek, but small. For now at least. I wanted to sort of justify a natural existence for his pointy wizard head, so I came up with the idea that his head is just like the top of a spiky ice mountain. He also has these swirly eyes that are typically associated with illusion and hypnosis, and his shine is a reference to the orange Magikoopas from Mario and Luigi Brothership. Number 84, Elusipic, the Peak Pokemon. Evolving from Magisno, he is also based off of Kamek. The whole mountain peak thing sort of evolved into him now having an entire mountain peak on his back, which still resembles his pointy wizard hat. He also kinda looks like a penguin, I guess, but he's not. He's his own thing. He has these weird hands that I thought would be fitting for a weird illusion Pokemon, and his shine is based off of Cammy from Thousand Year Door. Number 85. I don't know what this is. What is it doing here? What? Number 86, Vinoxin, the Vine Pokemon, a poison type. Evolving from whatever the other one was, he's based off of Waluigi. He may sorta look like an octopus-like guy, but his tentacles are actually vines, inspired by the fact that Waluigi had these purple vines in Mario Striker's Charge. He's supposed to be a weird, sussy-looking dude, and you should absolutely not trust him around your kids. He also has this little spike that makes up his nose, and 2 more that just resemble his mustache. And his shine is a yellow color to reference Wario. Number 87, Bubble, the Bubble Pokemon. A water and ghost type. He is inspired both by Booze and the Bubble power-up from Mario Wonder. Basically, I just combined the 2 into one Pokemon, and the idea here is that the bubbles that come out of his tongue make up his body. So he's just sort of perpetually making his existence just exist. He has a big thong, since that's something that most Boos are associated with, and his shine is a reference to the Baby Luma from Galaxy. Number 88. Kingu, the Bubble King Pokemon. Evolving from Bubble, he is based off of King Boo. So basically, as he evolved, he just became spookier and weirder. His tongue got a lot longer and his teeth sharper, and the bubbles now make up a crown on top of him to show that he's the leader. He also has a third eye just because I wanted him to have one. It's spooky. And his shine just resembles King Boo's original colors. Number 89, Bizarroom, the Weird Pokemon. A normal type. He is based off of the weird mushroom from Super Mario Maker. I just wanted him to be weird, really, and I think that's succeeded. I mean, look at this abomination. Look at his weird eyes and claws. He's a freak of nature, and I love him. His shine is actually a reference to Kinger from The Amazing Digital Circus. Simply because after I was done with him, I realized that they kinda look similar. Number 90. Brew, the Goo Bro Pokemon. A normal type. He's based off of Gooigi. I guess he's supposed to be sort of like Ditto. He's a bunch of goo that can copy up people's faces and all. He's just a small little anomaly that has no thought at all in his non-existent brain, and I love him. His shine is based off of the slime form that Mario takes in Mario Wonder. Number 91. Starroll, the Star Mold Pokemon, a Psychic and Ground type. He's a Star Nose mold based off of Professor Regad, and his nose is supposed to resemble the Superstar. Since Star Mold's nose are supposed to have very bad vision or maybe even be blind, I thought it'd be fitting for this near-blind old man to be one. His swirly glasses remain intact in the form of Starroll's funky eyes. He also has a red leaf in his chest that sort of mimics Egad's red tie, and his shine is simply a reference to Egad's original colors, as well as the Superstars. Number 92. Carpal, the Floating Owl Pokemon, a flying type. He's based off of these little owl enemies in Super Mario Bros. 2 that just fly around on a magic carpet, so my idea was just to mix the 2 into one. He's an owl with the body of a flying carpet. Look how goofy he is. His shine is simply a reference to his original colors. Number 93. Tadeo, the Tadpole Eel Pokemon, a water type. He's based off of the Mauray, or I guess a baby form of her. She's supposed to sort of resemble a tadpole, and you think she'd go into a frog, but nah, she's an eel. We'll get to that. I mean, I thought she looked pretty cute, so her evolution will definitely just be as cute, right? And her shine is a reference to the pink spiky Mauray from Super Mario 3D Land. Number 94. Spyrio, the Spiral Eel Pokemon. Evolving from Teddio, this absolute menace is just based off of the Mauray. I mean, I wanted her to look sort of menacing and spooky because honestly, I think we were all scared of the Mauray in Super Mario 64, right? And just so she wouldn't just be a regular giant menacing eel, I also made it so she's always swimming like in a spiral. Her shine is a reference to these brown eels you find in Mario Galaxy. Number 95. Pianta, the Triangle Pokemon, a grass type. He is based off of regular Piantas. I always sort of thought that Piantas were triangle shaped, so that was the idea here. He doesn't have any arms yet, so for now he's just a cute little plant guy that just walks around looking for fun and smelling stuff with his long nose, and his shine is a reference to his evolution. Number 96, Chunkster, the Chunkster Pokemon, a grass and fighting type. Evolving from Pianta, he is based off of the Piantas with mustache in Mario Sunshine that'll just throw Mario away like maniacs. So now he has this one giant arm that he uses to throw enemies away, as well as this glorious mustache that is just made of leaves. His shine is simply a reference to his pre-evolution. Number 97, Melowape, the singing Pokemon, a normal and steel type. The steel comes from her microphone tail there, and she's of course based on Pauline. Pauline has always been associated with Donkey Kong, so I just thought it makes sense for her to be a monkey too. And since she's a singer, I gave her a microphone tail, and her dress is made out of leaves, just like Donkey Kong's style. Honestly, I think she looks super cute, and her shine is just a reference to Pauline's original appearance in the Donkey Kong arcade. Number 98, Acornet, the Acorn Pokemon, a normal and flying type. He is based off of the Super Acorn from New Super Mario Bros. U. I sort of just wanted him to be a cute flying squirrel shaped like an acorn, and yeah, he's adorable. Usually flying squirrels have their wings attached to their arms, but with him I just wanted it to be sort of a separate thing. His shine is a reference to Mario's look when he takes on the Super Acorn's power. Number 99, Squirly, the flying squirrel Pokemon. He is based off of the Waddle Wing from New Sup U. He is basically just a bigger flying squirrel than what Acornet was. Now he's just a cute flying squirrel with big buck teeth. Well, I guess his tail is just sort of supposed to be shaped like a long acorn, but you know. And his shine is a reference to the P-Acorn power-up. Number 100, Shantae, the Shell Mole Pokemon, a ground and steel type. He is of course based on Monty Mole, and my friend said he looks scary, but I don't really see it. Do any of you just think he's scary at all? The idea is just for his shell to just cover most of the top of his body, and since moles are kinda maybe blind, it also covers his eyes. His shine is a reference to King Monty Mole from Paper Mario. Number 101, Charette, the Shell Ferret Pokemon. Evolving from Shantae, he is based off of the Skidaddlers from Mario Wonder. I thought they were kinda similar to Monty Mole in the fact that they both have shells even though they're not turtles, which I actually think is kinda cool, but yeah. Should a mole evolve into a ferret? I mean, maybe. The idea here is that now he's grown enough to be able to get inside and outside his shell at will, so yeah, and he's no longer blind. And his shine is a reference to this one mole boss from Super Mario Galaxy. Number 102, X-Rangers, the Ranger Pokemon, a bug and steel type. They're based off of the X-and Rangers from Super Mario RPG. Instead of doing a separate Pokemon for each of them, this is the workaround that I decided on. They're a group Pokemon that combine into one, much like how Power Rangers can combine into one to form a Megazord. The shine is also a reference to Power Rangers, which may be a bit of a stretch because I just switched the green one into blue, but that's a reference to how the most classic Power Ranger groups would usually just be those colors. Number 103, Rumple, the round apple Pokemon, a grass and water type. He's based off of the elephant fruit from Super Mario Wonder. And I mean, it's a pretty direct translation of the design, which in this case I think worked out pretty well because he looks pretty cute and wholesome. And it's kinda like how in Cloud with a Chance of Meatballs 2, they have a bunch of animals that are mixed with foods. That's kind of the same idea. And his shine is just a reference to green apples. Number 104. Electrunkpo, the trunk Pokemon. Evolving from Rumple, he's based off of the elephant power-up itself. And hey, now he has arms, so go him. I think the most standout feature he has is the big trunk, which I think looks pretty cool, so I kinda base his name around that bit. His shine is a reference to the Bowser Castle Fusion from Super Mario Wonder. Number 105, Batanga, the big bat Pokemon, a dark and flying type. He's based off of Tatanga, the main villain from Super Mario Land. And you may think that the name Batanga is just pretty on the nose, and you'd be right. But hey, sometimes Pokemon are just like that. Tatanga himself isn't really a bat, he's more of a weird alien guy, but I just thought his features would fit well for a bat. And I kinda wanted him to look sort of menacing, like imagine having a huge grinning bat coming right at you. And his shine is a reference to the super enemies you may find in Mario games. Number 106, Mimibug, the cutie bug Pokemon, a bug type. She is based off of Mimi from Super Paper Mario. In this form I just sort of wanted her to look cute, really, and I think I succeeded. I mean, look at her. She's a square with wings, dude. It's just like Minecraft. Mimi herself has a very square face, and I used the wings on the design to sort of mimic her ponytails. And her shine is a reference to the red Bitty Buds. Number 107, Hori Mimi, the Nightmare Fuel Pokemon, a bug and dark type. Evolving from Mimibug, if you give her a dark stone inside a cave, she'll become this horrible monstrosity that's just based off of the final boss version of Mimi. I mean, I'd say it's pretty similar to her original look, I just lean more into the bug idea. I mean, I know spiders are not bugs, okay, shut up. She went from a cute little beetle to a horrifying spider. Very wholesome. I also tried to make her former legs there just sort of look like rib cages because I thought that added to the creep factor, and her shine is simply the same as her previous evolution. Number 108, Scythley, the Scythe Hair Pokemon, a dark type. She is based off of Ashley from the WarioWare games. I kinda was loosely inspired by Mawile when coming up with her appearance. The idea was simply to turn Ashley's pigtails into just scythe looking thingies there, and you might be wondering what those floating orbs there are supposed to be. I don't know, I just thought they look cool. And her shiny is a reference to Penny Krieger, also from the WarioWare games. Number 109, Limis, the Head Empty Pokemon, a normal type. This one is special because she's not really based off of any canon Mario character, but rather based off of Lil Miss, a character from YouTuber Mayo, who himself is a Mario artist and animator. I just really love his work and he's a big inspiration for me, so I just decided to do this as a cute little nod for him. I mean, Lil Miss is just this cute little character that just kind of all over the place, so I just turned her into a poodle, kinda. Her shine is a reference to the dog from Super Mario, I'd say. Number 110. Ghostworth, the Forgotten Pokemon, a ghost type. He's based off of Toadsworth, who hasn't been in any game for the past like decade, so obviously he's just a ghost type. I mean, they definitely just killed Toadsworth. Toadsworth is dead. How could they? He's actually a split evolution. He evolves from Kinoshroom if you keep him in your box for over a decade and do absolutely nothing with him. His shine is a red hue to resemble Toadsworth's younger self from Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. Number 111. Propelleron, the Propeller Pokemon, a flying type. She is based off of the Propeller Mushroom from New Super Mario Bros. Wii, a personal favorite power-up of mine, even though it's not really all that special considering all the other many power-ups that give you the ability to fly. But yeah, she's just a mushroom with like mushroom pants and a big propeller on her cap. She also has this little gem there that will make sense with her evolution. Her shine is a reference to the Mega Mushroom from New Super Mario Bros. DS. Number 112, Spinxie, the Spin Pokemon, a fairy and flying type. Evolving from Propelleron, she's based off of Mona from the WarioWare games. I thought it'd be cute to sort of match these two very unrelated characters into one. I mean, the mushroom is not really a character, but you get what I mean. The idea here is that she's like a fairy, but instead of wings, she has a big ass propeller on top of her cap. Also, her flimsy pants from before have now become this red dress that Mona wears in her original design. She also has these eye-like spots on her cap that almost make you think that those are her real eyes, instead of the ones on her face there. And her shine is a reference to Mona's look as she appears in Breath in Heaven. Number 113. Miss Mice, the Dashing Thief Pokemon, an electric type. She is based off of Miss Mouse from Thousand Year Door, and is sorta supposed to be the Pikachu clone of her region. She's just an electric mouse, which is not something we've ever seen in a Pokemon game, like, ever, right? Also, I made her little tootsies there sort of be shaped like Miss Mouse high heels, and I don't know if that looks weird or not. Her shine is a reference to Mauser from Super Mario Bros. 2. Number 114. Gloomps, the Hurt Pokemon, a fighting type. He's based off of Koops from Thousand Year Door. He's a fighting type because the idea here is that he keeps getting into fights and losing them, hence why he's all hurt and full of bandages. And because of that, he's all weak and sort of very much without any confidence at all, which honestly is the impression that I've always got from Koops. So let's hope to fix that with his evolution. Also, his shine is a reference to Cooper from the original Paper Mario. Number 115. Groundsalice, the Champion Pokemon, a fighting and fire type. Evolving from Gloomps, he is based off of Rock Hawk from Thousand Year Door. Even though he's not a turtle, I always thought that his beak there sort of looked like how the Koopa's mouths look, so that just gave me this idea. The idea here is that Gloomps trained really hard and started just winning more fights and got more confident, so eventually he just evolved to be the ultimate fighting champion. He's also a fire type just because his hair there is supposed to be made out of fire. His shine is a reference to Grubba from Thousand Year Door. Number 116. Beansley, the Pokebean Pokemon, a grass type. He's based off of Prince Peasley from Superstar Saga. And I gotta be honest, I wanted to incorporate Peasley into the Pokédex, but I just had like no idea what to do with him. So I just settled into having him be this silly little goofy bean guy here with a sword that he uses to poke people with like a menace. His shine is a reference to Beasley's original clothes. Number 117. Paratoise, the Flying Turtle Pokemon, a flying type. He's based on Koopa Paratroopas. I just wanted him to look like tougher than a regular Koopa, especially considering how he's red, and we all know that red Koopas are way better than the green ones. I also wanted him to be a bit more unique too, so his shell formation there is supposed to more closely resemble the shell of that one armadillo enemy from Super Mario Wonder. His shine is simply a reference to the blue shell. Number 118. Alaberry, the Double Berry Pokemon, a grass type. He's based off of both the Double Cherry from Super Mario 3D World and the blue and yellow Toads, whose canonical names are Buckenberry and Nalagold. Very simple design, but I think he's cute. I guess he stands out a bit from the fact that the eyes are on the mushroom cap rather than the below areas, but yeah, that's fine. His shinies are already huge to reference the Double Cherry's original colors, as well as the regular red mushroom. Number 119. Tanudo, the Tanuki Pokemon, a flying rock type. She is based off of the Tanuki suit, specifically the one from Super Mario Bros. 3. She's just a cute little gal, and you're supposed to be confused on whether those are her legs or arms there. Her darkened face is also supposed to be confusing, like, is that her face or some sort of mask or hoodie? Who's to say? I mean, on the original Tanuki suit power-up, it's kinda like a little hoodie with eyes in the middle, so that itself is kinda confusing. But the shine is a reference to how the Tanuki suit is able to turn into a rock. Number 120. Sairuki, the Sly Pokemon. Evolving from Tanudo, she is based off Captain Syrup from Wario Land, who's an absolute underrated character because, I mean, look at her. I thought that given her long brown hair that maybe she'd kinda fit well as an evolution to the Tanuki suit Pokemon that I did. I don't know, man, I think it's cute. She has a little purple top there made out of leaves to mirror Syrup's original design, and if you look at her tail closely, you can see that it's sort of twisted in itself, so yeah, I think that's a cute detail. And her shine is a reference to one of Captain Syrup's alternate looks. Number 121. Clowny, the Plug Claw Pokemon, a water type. She is based off of Connie from Mario and Luigi Brothership, which is an underrated game. I just thought it fit to have Connie's big head be sort of like a shell to a hermit crab, and following that train of thought, it only made sense to have her hair thingies there to now be her crab claws. Listen, I just love Connie and I wanted to include her, okay? And her shine is a reference to Technique from Brothership as well. Number 122. Blockit, the Block Pokemon, a rock type. He's based off the regular blocks that are literally all over the Mario games. He's also inspired by those fake block enemies that are in a few games, mostly Super Mario Bros. 3. But this time I made him sort of be like a crab guy that can crawl in itself and become just like a regular block. Honestly, I love him. His shine is a reference to how the blocks look when they are in an underground level. Number 123. Golok, the Block Golem Pokemon. Evolving from Blockhead, he is inspired by multiple environment things from the Mario games, like regular blocks, question blocks, vines, and his hands are made out of that one big ass hand boss from Super Mario 64. So yeah, he's like a big golem made out of background things, basically. I think he's pretty cool, and maybe not the most natural evolution to what Blockhead was, but it works for me. His shine is the same as the previous one. Number 124. Hoverang, the Water Hover Pokemon, a water type. He's based off of those weird spiders that hover over water in Super Mario 64. Honestly, I just wanted him to be a silly little goofy guy. I took the original design and just made it fit more into the Pokemon style. And his shine is a reference to those weird purple spider enemies from Super Mario 64 too. Number 125. Arachnid, the Water Spraying Pokemon, a Water and Steel type. Evolving from Hoverang, she's based off of Flood from Super Mario Sunshine. So yeah, I just really wanted to somehow turn Flood into a Pokemon too. So I ended up having her be a spider that has that big butt of hers being made out of the water thing from Flood, and I think it worked pretty well. And you may think that she doesn't have much to do with her previous evolution form, but if you think about it, Flood's main thing is that she gives Mario the ability to hover over water, so that's just exactly what Hoverang does. Okay, it's not exactly the same thing, but you get what I mean. And her shine is a reference to the Poltergeist from Luigi's Mansion. Number 126. Hermidrill, the Drill Shell Pokemon, a Water and Steel type. He's based on the Drill Mushroom from Super Mario Wonder. So yeah, another Hermit Crab Pokemon in my Pokemon region? Absolutely unheard of. So yeah, I think it's cute. He's just a little crab guy. I love him. And his shine is a reference to Mario's look when he gets the power-up. Number 127. Spyreb, the Drill Claw Pokemon. Evolving from Hermidrill, he is based off of the Sidestepper crab enemies from the original Mario Bros. Arcade game. So yeah, he goes from a hermit crab to a regular crab. I guess he really came out of his shell there. So now he has 2 drills that make up his crab claws. He kinda looks like a robot too, I guess, but that's only partially intentional. And his shine is a reference to the crabs on Super Mario Galaxy. Number 128. Sandix, the Sandbird Pokemon, a fire type. He's a legendary, or maybe sort of a sub-legendary, again, I'm not sure how that works. He's based off of that big sandbird from Super Mario Sunshine that's just made out of blocks, which is not really a character, but I always thought it was kinda cool, even if the level itself was kind of frustratingly hard. He has some cube shit parts on him, just in reference to how he's made out of sand blocks in the original, and his shine is a red hue in reference to, like, phoenixes in general. Number 129. Banboo, the Bamboo Twins Pokemon, a grass type. They're based off of Cat and Nana from the WarioWare games. So now they're like two little cute koalas that are always together carrying the same bamboo around. I made one of them sort of grumpy just because I thought it'd be funny, but that doesn't particularly reflect how the characters are in the games. And the shiny is just a color swap for the two of them. Number 130, Spinhog, the Spin Dash Pokemon, an electric type. This little menace is based off of Sonic, who's very much not a Mario character, but I decided to include him just because of the Olympic Games, as well as the fact that Sonic himself was inspired by Mario. His face area there is connected to his little arms as a reference to how Sonic's arms in the games are not blue, and that's sort of a point of debate to some people. And his shine is a reference to... I don't know. No idea, honestly. Tell me in the comments. Number 131. Samurito, the Twin Blades Pokemon, a bug and fighting type. He's based off of the ninja character from Mario Hoops 3-on-3, one of my favorite Mario sports games. I mean, this is a pretty obscure character, and I love obscure Mario characters, so I just had to include him. Also because he's just very sick, I mean, look at him. And sure, he's originally a ninja and not a samurai, but I just made some creative changes for the sake of the design. And his shine is a reference to an alternate skin that Ninja has in the game. Number 132. Piano, the fake piano Pokemon, a dark and ghost type. He's based off of the horrible piano from Super Mario 64, as well as the Mr. I enemy from the same game, who was equally creepy to me. So I just took both of them and combined them into one freaky beast that you see here. He works similar to how the piano works in the game, appearing like a regular object but then opening up to reveal the nightmare that is inside. Only this time it's a giant ass eyeball just looking directly into your soul, and the teeth that just look like piano keys, and his shine is a reference to Boost. Number 133. Jestery, the Jester Pokemon, a psychic type. He's based off of Dimentio from Super Paper Mario. I imagine this one could also be sort of like a sub-legendary to this region, but I'm not sure. But yeah, he's supposed to be that sort of Pokemon that is super small and weak looking, but he is an actual menace in reality, even though he's kinda super cute. And his shine is a green hue to reflect Mr. L, as well as the final boss of Super Paper Mario, which is just Luigi and Dimentio hybrid abomination thing. Number 134. Sour Soul, the Sour Pokemon, a poison and ghost type. She is based off of Sour Grape, the main villain lady from Princess Peach Showtime. I always thought it was kinda interesting that, with this character's introduction, now the main trio in the Mario franchise each have their own arch nemesis, with Mario having Bowser, Luigi having King Boo, and Peach now having Sour Grape. Although her name is kinda dumb, but I like how it's supposed to be a parallel to Peach's name. So I just turned her into a floating poison ghost lady. I think she looks cool. And her shine is just more purple, to reflect like real-life grapes, I guess. Number 135. Boastly, the Fancy Ghost Pokemon, a fairy and ghost type. She's based off of Lady Bow from the original Paper Mario. So honestly, all I did here is have her be more like shaped like a regular ghost, instead of how all the boos are these sort of round ball ghosts. She also has like these 4 little leg thingies that I just thought would look pretty cute. And her shine is more of a personal reference. It's supposed to reflect the look of the main character of the animated short that I did for college as my course completion project, who herself was inspired by Lady Bow. Number 136. Honeyly, the round bee Pokemon, a bug type. He's based off of the bee people from Mario Galaxy, as well as the bee mushroom. And honestly, he's just a simple little cute fellow. He wears like a little cap there that sort of mimics Mario's outfit when he gets the bee power up. But other than that, he's just goofy. Look at him. Just no thoughts in that empty brain, man. His shine is a purple hue to reference the colors of the queen bee. Number 137. Knockroach, the water roach Pokemon, the bug and water type. She is based off of the Noki species that mostly appear in Super Mario Sunshine. She has a butt face, lol. But to be fair, that's just sort of how the Noki faces look. Don't make fun of them. Her shine is a reference to this one elder Noki that appears in some missions. Number 138. Oribugme, the origami Pokemon, a bug and electric type. She's based off of Olivia from No Origami King. And yeah, 3 bug types in a row. It's weird, I know, but I'm pretty sure there'll be no more bug types from now on. But yeah, I just took Olivia's design and turned her into a Beetle. I think it's cute. And her shine is a reference to her brother. Number 139. Yeri, the yelling Pokemon, a fairy and flying type. He is based off of Baragoombas, so the idea here was to have this one fairy that instead of being what you expect of a fairy, like, you know, feminine and cute and adorable, he's an absolute inconvenience that just screams all the time and is very unappealing. And his shine is a reference to these small yellow Goombas that appear sometimes in the Mario franchise. Number 140. Fishhook, the spine Pokemon, a ghost and water type. He's based off of the fishbone enemies. I tried to make him look sort of menacing, and I think I succeeded to some extent, because I mean, his eyes are not exactly the friendliest. But other than that, he kinda just looks like one big fish spine, which was sort of the intention. His shine is a reference to another color that fishbones take sometimes. Number 141. Bodacious. The Bodacious Pokemon, a ghost type. And she's based off a Flurry from Thousand Year Door. And hey, don't look at me like that. I simply reflected what your character was originally, okay? Let's just move on. Her shine is a reference to those big red ghosts from Luigi's Mansions too. Number 142, Yokai-Zen, the Yokai Pokemon. A Ghost and Fire type. She is based off of the White Mage from Mario Hoops 3-on-3. Another very obscure character, but I just like to consider her to be another one of the Mario princesses. In the game I don't believe she really has any association with fire, but I just took her fiery red hair there and went with it, and I think it worked. Her shine is a reference to one of White Mage's alternate appearances. Number 143. Springly, the Spring Pokemon, a fairy and grass type. She is based off of Queen Merelda from Mario Land Shake It. Another pretty obscure character, but I think she's super cute, so I decided to include her. She sorta has this light flower motif to her, so I just built her design around that. She ended up just being this little ray of sunshine that's just too good for this world. I imagine her just dancing around and spreading joy to everyone she comes across. I love her. And her shine is just meant to reflect Merelda's original design. Number 144. Follyblade, the Leaf Warrior Pokemon, a grass type. He's based off of Link, who, while not being a Mario character, does appear in a bunch of Mario games, so I decided to include him. And yeah, I think Link and nature just go hand in hand together, so just having his clothes and the head and all that be made out of leaves seemed like a very obvious design choice. And his shine is a reference to the red suit that Link gets sometimes. Number 145, Nautilova, the Shellface Pokemon. A water type. She is based off of Samus Aran in her Zero suit. Again, not a Mario character per se, but Samus does appear in the Mario franchise here and there, so I love her and I just wanted to include her. Her head and body are made out of shells, and her ponytail there is made out of little tentacles. I think they actually work out pretty well. Her shine is a reference to that one orange suit that she wears in Smash. Number 146. Hydreimis, the Shell Cannon Pokemon. Evolving from Nautilova, she is based off of Samus on her classic power suit. I must admit that this shell design for Samus was loosely inspired by this one Samus Pokemon design made by Trio Green. I like that idea so much that I just decided to put my own spin in it, you know? So her shoulder pads are now shells, as well as her cannon, and her body is made out of tentacles. And her shine is a reference to Dark Samus. Number 147. Yovei, the outdated Pokemon, a ground type. He's actually a fossil Pokemon and is inspired by the 1993 Super Mario Bros. Movie version of Yoshi. That movie fails in so many things, but I just can't help but love it. I have really fond childhood memories of it. And Yoshi specifically was such a marvel of puppeteering that I still fanboy about it to this day, and even though he looks nothing like he does in the games, but he's cute, so I decided to include him. And his shine is just a green hue that's supposed to reflect Yoshi's normal colors. Number 148. Waimp, the Imp Pokemon, a fire and dark type. She is based off of Wapich, who's not exactly a character. I mean, most people know this by now, but she's a scrapped character from one of the Mario Tennis games, created by the same guy that created Waluigi. And I honestly love her. I really hope that she somehow ends up becoming an actual character in the franchise later, because I think she's good, even if the name Wapich is kinda dumb. And her shine is a reference to her evolution. Number 149, Infernape, the Chaos Pokemon. Evolving from Waimp, she's based off of Bowsette. And yeah, I think it's very fitting that the Bowsette Pokemon is labeled as the Chaos Pokemon. So my idea here is that within this region storyline, Waimp would be like a minor antagonist up until the point that she evolves and becomes the actual main legendary villain of the game, in the form of a huge dragon monster lady that we see here. She is basically the most powerful Pokemon in the region, and would fittingly be the final boss battle of this theoretical game. I think Bowsette is actually a cool and sort of important character, in the sense that she was a big reflection of the influence that the Mario fandom had, so I definitely had to include her. And I think her being an evolution to Wapich was just really fitting. Her shine is simply a reference to Bowser's color palette, although I now also realize that she kinda looks like Dio Brando from JoJo's. Number 150. Radiantis, the Radiant Pokemon. A normal type. Man, there really should just be like a light type to Pokemon. Having this legendary just be a normal type is kinda weird. She's based off of Princess Chokora from Mario Land 4, another incredibly obscure character that I just love to death. So much like Infernape is the evil legendary of the game, Radiantis here is the good legendary that would help you beat her in the final battle. And you might be wondering why I would make Chokora here of all characters be the legendary of the region. And I don't really have an answer for that. Things just sorta turned out that way, and I'm happy with it. I think it works really well. Radiantis' design here really encapsulates what I wanted this legendary to be, which is this sort of regal, elegant Pokemon that is just a force for good, which is what Chokora is in her game. And her shine is a pinkier hue to reflect how her sprites look in Wario Land 4. And the final, most important Pokemon of our region is 151. Armlow, the Arm Puppet Pokemon. a normal type. He's based off of the YouTuber Arlo, who I just love a lot. He's a big Nintendo YouTuber that talks a lot about Mario, so I just decided to include here as a fun little nod. So yeah, don't judge me. You might have noticed at this point that I didn't do the traditional grass, water, and fire type starter for this region, and you might even assume that I just plainly forgot to do them. And to that I say, yeah. But actually for this region I wanted to do something kinda similar to Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu. In those games you either start with Pikachu or Eevee, and similarly in this game you have two choices for a starter. You can pick between Hot Stomp and Sporette. This is meant to reflect how the two main characters are based around Charles Martinet and Samantha Kelly, who, like I said before, are the VAs for Mario and Peach, so they'll each get the Pokemon that is corresponding to them. The evolution line for Hot Stomp and Sporette are also supposed to mirror each other for this very same reason. They are your starters that will hopefully be with you throughout your entire adventure. And with that, we've covered all the Pokemon in our Mario Dex. But we're not done quite yet, because now that we've seen all the Pokemon, let's look at their Mega Evolutions. Obviously I didn't do one for every Pokemon, but I decided to give one to everyone that made sense and had like some sort of basis within the source material. Without further ado, here's the Mega Evolutions that I made for you. First off is Mega Pyromic, and of course we had to give our main Mario Pokemon a Mega. And with so many inspirations to choose from within the franchise itself, it was a bit difficult to pick the perfect one, but the Cape Feather was always one of my favorite power-ups. I always like to think that it just turned Mario into Superman basically. So with Mega Pyromic, he's now in full superhero mode, with a cape made of fire and, well, even more fire coming out of him. And to make it even more classic, I even had him be in the famous Mario jumping pose, so yeah, I like him. Mega Score Choice. Bowser is another character in the series that just has many different forms, but this time it was way easier to pick. His Mega here was based off of Giga Bowser from Smash Bros. It's largely the same design, but I just wanted him to be bigger and more imposing, so yeah, I'd say I succeeded. Mega Barilla. It's weird for me how DK doesn't have nearly as many different forms as Mario does. I mean, as far as I know, Super DK is like maybe the only one, which is a bit of a bummer, but hey, maybe the new game Donkey Kong Bonanza will just have more stuff. But yeah, just like Super DK, Mega Barilla here is white with a bow tie, and instead of having a barrel-shaped body, he has two big barrel-shaped arms to really drive home the point of his strength. It's a simple design choice, but it's one that I liked. Mega Cinderace. So this is more of an obscure reference, but in Mario Strikers Charge, which is basically the Princess Daisy game for me, Daisy herself has this weird super attack where she just gets like a big ice fist and punches the ball. Like, this has nothing to do with Daisy at all. She was never ever associated with ice. But I like the big gauntlet she has, that's very in character, and it'd be super cool if she actually had that in other games, but other than that, I have no idea where they got this from. So in this form she actually switches types, going from grass fire to grass ice. Mega Garloom. He's based off of Wario Man, who is Wario's superhero alter ego from the WarioWare games, which I always thought was like extremely funny. Like, come on, Wario Man? Why does he even pretend to be a hero with a secret identity with a mask and stuff and then call himself Wario Man? So his Mega form here has a mask, a third eye for no real good reason other than I thought it looked cool, and some poison gas that makes up his cape and the W symbol. Mega Horileta. So in Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, there's one point in the game where Cackleta just turns into this horrifying monstrosity that just literally possesses Bowser's body, and the result is just Bowser with boobs. So for this Mega, I just took that and sort of removed the Bowser aspects of it, and I think it turned out funny. Mega Spinhog, which is the only crossover character to get a Mega, and I mean, what do you expect? It's very on the nose, it's supersonic, he's a silly little electric guy. I wanted him to look like he was sort of like forcing the electricity out of his body, hence his little closed eyes expression there. Mega Radiantis. So yeah, Radiantis herself was based off of Princess Chokora, who's a very underground Mario character. So this reference is even more obscure. So in Wario Land 4, the game where Chokora is from, her appearance will actually change depending on how well you do in the game, and one of her appearances is this one, who's like a tomboy. I mean, I love it. And that's what inspired this Mega. I sort of envisioned this to be the form that she'll take when she sides with the main characters to defeat the main villain. And you might be wondering if our main villain here will get a Mega. Well, not exactly, because aside from Mega Evolutions, I also did some Gigantamax versions. That name sucks though, I'm just gonna call it Gigamax. That's right, the giant versions that some Pokemon got way back in Sword and Shield and then never again. Which is a shame, I actually think they're pretty cool, which is why I decided to do this. Giga Pyromic. I think it's par for the course for the main character Pokemon to get both a Mega and Gigamax version. He is based off of the Mega Mushroom that turns Mario giant, and I made his flames blue to reflect the color of Mario's overalls. He also has the funny eye. Gaiga Frytail. So even though Luigi himself never really used the Gaiga Cat Bell ever, his Pokemon is still based on the cat power-up, so it's only fitting that his Gigantamax would be this big old Super Saiyan cat. I actually really love the Gaiga Cat Bell. It's always cool to see Mario get like a new overpowered ability, especially in a game where you have to use it to have a kaiju battle with Bowser. Sign me the hell up, dude. This was kinda hard to do though. I found that it's pretty weird to draw like a big cat sitting through this angle, but oh well. Gaiga Mycelia. This one is based off of the Super Radiant Peach from Princess Peach Showtime. I mean, you could make the argument that this should be a Mega instead of a Gaiga, but I don't care. I want it like this. Peach herself doesn't really have all that many super powered forms like Mario, but it's cool that this game gave us a new one, and it's kinda sick. It's like one super form that then turns into another super form, which is always fun. So yeah, Big Peach, Gaiga Justeri. So Dimension is one of the coolest characters in the entire franchise, this mysterious jester who's the true villain of the game, and he's actually the final boss of Super Paper Mario, and it's this thing. Like, he freaking merges with Luigi, so basically Luigi is also the final boss of this game. So I just took the design and removed the Luigi aspects of it, so it will be its own thing. And yeah, he's an absolute menace. You should be scared for your family and friends. Gaiga Encalopod. So this is sort of a combination of multiple giant bloopers that we've seen throughout the franchise. Firstly is this one from Mario Sunshine. It's actually one of the first bosses that you find in the game. And secondly is this giant one from Super Paper Mario that has these colorful things on its tentacles that are just obviously weak spots. So I just kind of like the idea of giving a super form to this one single form Pokemon that it should just might overlook. Gaiga Maloape. So this is not super inspired by any form or something like that, but more so is like, you know how she sings on top of a building in the Super Mario Odyssey festival sequence? This is like that, but instead of being on top of a building, she is the building. Or at least just as tall as one. She has her hat now and doesn't really need to hold her microphone to use it, so yeah. Gaiga Vivigeist. This is based off of the Shadow Queen from Thousand Year Door, and while Vivian is not super, like, particularly connected to her, if you look at their designs, it kinda looks like one is the evolution of the other, so I thought that this would make a lot of sense. And as far as design choices go, I guess this is pretty close to the original. I always thought that she just had some weird hair and really big hands, so I decided to play off of that and have her have absolutely massive hands. Killer stuff, dude. Gaiga Amanoxius. So here she's based off of the elder Princess Shub from Mario Luigi Partners in Time, particularly the final boss version of her that has these scary tentacles. Although this version of her is more so supposed to be made out of poison goop, because that's the idea for Ramanoxius, so it's like the goop is stretching out to turn into tentacles. She's also super buff, which I mean, for someone that can just shapeshift at will, that shouldn't be a big deal. Gaiga Scorchoice. So yeah, like I said, Bowser just has too many fun different forms and versions, and Fury Bowser is one of my favorites. Did you know that there was a leak saying that this was actually called Godslayer Bowser? I don't know if that's true, but that's the most metal name ever, and the design too is just perfect, so much so that it was kinda hard to make a unique take for it for this Pokemon. But I think this strikes a good balance between looking like the original and being its own thing. I just wanted the spikes to be crazy long, man. Gaiga Rosaluna. So it's always been weird to me how Rosalina just sometimes is giant. Like, she'll just appear and she's a giant. Kinda like Bowser. I'm not even complaining. I like it, but it's weird. But yeah, this is based off of how Rosalina has this giant, ethereal space goddess appearance sometimes, mostly in Galaxy 2, so I wanted to capture that powerful aura into the design. Instead of a star-shaped hole in her heart, she now has a big star to reflect the big heart that we all know Rosalina has. Probably. And the last super form for our Pokemon region is Gaiga Infernet. She's not really based on anything in particular, but I wanted her to have this super mega Gaiga form as a sort of final boss version of her. Like I said, she's supposed to be the main villain of the game, and I wanted the final encounter with her to be menacing. There's a few minor design changes to better reflect her danger, but she's mostly similar to her original form, which is fine because I actually was pretty proud of it personally. Not to toot my own horn or anything, I just like being proud of my art sometimes, you know? But yeah, she's a menace. We are all in mortal peril. And with that, we have now covered every Pokemon I made for this region. I hope you enjoyed them, but we're not quite done yet. To go along with our protagonists Charlie and Sam, I've created a few other main characters that they will be meeting in their adventure. First off, it's the main bad guy team, Team Koopa, with a new instead of two O's, because come on, I gotta be a little bit unique somewhere. These are Kelly and Marty. They're the lackeys of the bad guy team. Now, in every Pokemon game, the main villain team will just have a bunch of members who are just two different models copied and and paste it, and I didn't want to do that. So instead of that, these guys are unique. They're their own characters, a duo of troublemakers that will occasionally be a pain in the butt during our journey. They're not particularly inspired by anyone or anything, but their names are based off of Charles Martinet and Samantha Kelly's surnames, so the idea here is that they're sort of supposed to be a reflection of the main characters. So what I'm saying is that they're basically the Wario and Waluigi for Charlie and Sam. And of course, a bad guy team is not a bad guy team without a big scary villain to command them. This is Kenneth, the classic suit-wearing bad guy. His look is based off of Kenny James, Bowser's longtime voice actor, who I should clarify is by no means an evil person as far as I know. I just use his looks since he voices the main villain of the Mario franchise. He'll be the actual main human villain of this hypothetical story, occasionally appearing to kick your butt in like a super hard battle or something like that. By the end, he'll be the one responsible for the existence of Infernet and her Giga form, and he'll be all like, "What have I done? This was more than I bargained for," and then he'll just help you defeat her. I know this won't be like an actual game or anything, but it's fun to make this stuff up. And to end things off, of course, no Pokemon region is complete without a professor. Here's Professor Miyamoto. Yeah, I'm not even gonna make some clever ass analogy to his name. This is literally just Miyamoto himself as a Pokemon professor. I mean, it's Miyamoto. He's a legend. He literally created Mario, who's the best character ever. I can only hope to reach those highs one day. And not satisfied, he also just went ahead and created Zelda, Pikmin, Star Fox, and just many other stuff. So I mean, what can I even say? There's no one better to be our professor. And it's with him that we now end our region. Thank you so much for sticking around for this long. It was like this huge passion project that just took a lot out of me, and it means so much to me to have people actually watch it. There's 3 people that I want to shout out for being huge inspirations for this project. First one is Thirstaninator, a Fakemon YouTuber that turns things into Pokemon. His art is great, and his channel will be linked below. Second one is Pokemon Friend, this Fakemon artist that made the Minecraft Pokemon region. I loved all his ideas so much that I just really wanted to do something similar. And lastly is Bilsu Art, a Fakemon artist that is working on an entire Pokemon region based off of the Legend of Zelda series. Again, all their links will be in the description. I really hope you enjoyed this. Please let me know in the comments what 6 Pokemon out of my Mario decks that you'd pick to make up your team. I honestly would really love to hear it. And yeah, this was a long one, and all I can say now is to just please subscribe and check out all the Pokemon by themselves on my Instagram. They're all posted there right now with all their little information and stuff like that. That's all I got for today. Maybe for next time I can tackle a different franchise to make an entire Pokemon region out of. I wonder what it could be.